welcome to the Heroes of Fantasy Football Podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Heroes of Fantasy Football Podcast. I apologize for the delay. We've had a couple things. I had a baby. I'm on paternity leave. I have a 6-year-old. Those two things, they got my life going crazy now. The wife's back at work, so it's been a little bit, but have no fear. We're back. We're in full swing, ready to help everyone get through the draft season. We're not going anywhere. It was just a mini hiatus that was kind of unplanned, but we're back. I got Chris here with me tonight. We are going to do a mock draft because we got to get everybody ready. We want to look at what trends there are, presenting themselves currently, who's going where, who could fall, who could rise. We're going to go through all that stuff. So, Chris, been a bit. How you been?
I've been good. Getting ready. Football's right around the corner. Very, very excited. In fact, we're doing a draft at this moment, one of the slow drafts for a new dynasty league that we're doing. So that's been a lot of fun. Kind of get a little early start to the full draft experience, and we're sharing some of that joy with all of you with this little redraft mock draft we got going on here.
Yeah, it's so far it's been pretty fun. It took a little bit to fill this league, but now that's full. It's kind of everyone's.
we filled this
March.
league like on what was it, like Sunday or something?
We're recording
and
this
then
on
we
Wednesday.
we started drafting yesterday, like, and
we're in the 6th round now, so we're moving.
We've been trying to fill it for
pace.
about like 3 months.
More since March.
Oh God! All right. So anyway, moving on.
without further ado, we're gonna dive right into this mock draft. I'm gonna be drafting from the 1 slot. Chris is gonna be drafting from the 12. So you're gonna get two kind of strategies here at the turns, because chances are a lot of you are gonna be having these decisions to make at these positions. So we'll have a couple different strategies to go through. We're gonna be doing a 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, tight end, 2 flex, and 5 bench spots. So 13 rounds. We're not doing defense, not doing kickers. Defense is okay in redraft, not dynasty. Kickers, get them out everywhere. I will die on this hill. Kickers should not be in fantasy football.
Yikes.
If you agree, please comment below. If you don't agree, comment below and tell us why you're wrong. Okay? So,
tell us why you're a child.
You ready, Chris? Ready to just jump right in?
I'm ready.
Alrighty, here we go. Let me get on the screen and start. Okay, I'm up at the 1 slot. This is a no-brainer pick for me. Not going to think about it. Jamar Chase. I don't care. I'm going him. He's going to be... That offense is going to be wild. They have no defense. They're just going to go crazy. It's going to be a lot of fun. So after this, we have Bijan Robinson at the 102, Saquon, Justin Jefferson, Jahmyr Gibbs, CeeDee Lamb, Derrick Henry, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Puka Nacua, David Achane, Devon Achane, sorry, and Malik Neighbors. Chris, you got 2 picks. Where are you thinking?
So I have a lot of options here. However, I think I'm going to stick to what is kind of my comfort area, because I kind of have that. So the 4 guys I'm looking at here: Ashton Gianti, Nico Collins, Christian McCaffrey, Brian Thomas. Now, there's a lot of hesitancy around Christian McCaffrey and Ashton Gianti. Ashton Gianti for being a rookie, and whatnot like that. That just makes sense. I understand that. I totally get that. And Christian McCaffrey for the obvious injury implications, right? Yeah, that's just unfortunate. I'm tempted to just go Nico Collins and Brian Thomas. I am. That's a thought. But I think I'm gonna be a little fun. I'm gonna be a little frisky. I'm gonna take Nico Collins first to push Ashton Gianti to the 2nd round, because I think it's way funnier that way. I'm gonna take Ashton Gianti.
Alrighty. So then following that was Christian McCaffrey, Brock Bowers, Drake London, Bucky Irving, Brian Thomas Jr., Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Josh Allen, AJ Brown, and we have Jackson Smith and I'm up here, and this is about the time where I'm looking at. There's a guy here I really want, but I don't think I'm gonna get him. I don't think I'm gonna do it. It's really tempting though.
Do it.
I've done the wide receiver and running back on the same team before, and especially if I believe in them. Like I had Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Aaron Jones when they were Packers, and it worked out great. You're putting all your eggs in a basket, but sometimes the basket it just has plenty of space that you can put your eggs in. So, we're gonna do this because I never get him anywhere. I am going to go with my tight end one this season, Ray McBride. I know that was my tight end one last year, and it's so close, so close. And then here we're gonna go with. I got to do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do Chase Brown because I believe in him. His workload is going to be amazing. They just sent Zach Moss packing. There's no one on the roster. It's him, Samaje Perine, and Taj Brooks, rookie. I was
It,
drafted in like the
it
fifth,
is
sixth round.
wild to me. It is wild to me that you spent the entire pick for Trey McBride convincing us, everyone, all the viewers, why you're not taking Chase Brown. All of that just to take him at the 3-1 is a wild conjecture. That's
The thing
that's
is,
kind of lunacy. I'm gonna be honest with you. Are you
the
okay?
thing is here is that Chase Brown, spoiler alert, he's going to be my guy for the running back this season. So no one better
No one would
take
have
him
guessed that.
because I'll explain it, but just draft him. I would
Oh,
take
explain
him.
it.
I would take him in the middle of the second round. There's a chance as we get closer to drafts, he could creep into the first round. Just saying, and I would do that in a heartbeat. So just enjoy all the points rolling in. But back to the draft, we had Kyron Williams go next, Lad McConkey, T. Higgins, James Cook, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, Tyreek Hill, Terry McLaurin, and Chris. You have two more picks.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I hate the picks here. I'm really not a fan of my options here. I mean, the top guys here are not people I'm like over the moon about. You know, Marina Harrison, Mike Evans. We're definitely not taking George Kittle. We're definitely not taking Jalen Hurts. Omarion Hampton is like something I'm considering, I suppose. Rasheed Rice, Devontae Adams. Uh, these don't excite me at all, and that's kind of there's an inherent risk, especially because I've chosen a very like Nico Collins, fine, whatever. Ashton Gianti is inherently very risky because he is a rookie, so I'm already on the riskier side of everything. So it's a little tough. I'm in a not so great place, I think. Uh, so I'm looking down through the list, which is something everyone should do. I cannot tell you how many people tunnel vision at your picks, like at the current pick, and you don't look at the future picks, like what you're going to get after the fact. You should always have an idea of what could appear in lap. Like if you get somebody, like let's say someone, I'm trying to think, like in our that draft I was talking about before the dynasty startup, JT Jonathan Taylor fell a decent margin to his ADP. And if you happen to have something of that kind of fall in your lap, so be it. That's great. Consider them to your considerations, but you should always be looking ahead. I know these picks sometimes take like 2 minutes, but it doesn't take a lot to just kind of scroll and count and just kind of go from there. Truthfully. So I'm looking at like who I can pick later on, and I also don't like it. I'm at a very tough point. I'll be honest with you. So I think what needs to happen here, as much as I despise this, and I'll be honest with you, I usually probably wouldn't do this, in general, because I've said it many times before. I don't like rookies. For most times in fantasy, but I think I have to kind of go into here because so I'm reading now. I wasn't expecting this to be this bad. I was really hoping that this would be a little better for me, but clearly that's not the case. Oh, what I would have give to be one of these middle picks.
The middle
What I
is a
would
pretty
give.
good spot to be. From the
Yeah.
mock drafts I've done so far, I do like to be closer to the front, but in the middle.
You like 5, 6, 7 is always like fantastic sweet spots. Number 8 is like the last one, and anything after that, it will get sketchy based on like the random turbulence that those middle picks cause.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's kind of like where you're kind of at the whim of those middle picks because they always have the one going back and forth ping ponging. It's just a nice sweet spot.
Yeah, when
So
you're
all
at the
right, anywho,
turn, you're either starting the trends or following the trends. So
yeah.
I like to start the trends, personally, just because I like I'm an agent of chaos. So it's a lot of fun when you start random things and just watch the league just go bananas. It's a lot of I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So where are we going with these two?
So yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to kind of this unfortunate trend I'm going in. I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison at the 312. Not that I'm thrilled about it. I think I'm gonna go on Marion Hampton. Reason being to complete the stack of the wide receiver running backs, which I believe is very, very important in a 12-man league. Just have that simple stability there. Like you see these teams with 4 running backs and like 3 wide receivers, they're not going to be good teams. You're not going to have good uh, positional players in the other role.
Yeah, I mean, you have two of the best rookie running backs
I
in the
do,
league
but
this
they're
year. So
rookies.
yeah, but I mean, usually we see a rookie sneak into the top 12, sometimes even the top
That
5.
is true.
We've had a lot of that. So, and you have two pretty good horses in
I,
that.
I have the 2 highest like prospect running backs, of the class and
Yeah.
whatnot. So like I'm the most confident in these 2. But yeah, anywho.
Yeah. I'm a little bit big sad for this, but we'll get to that. Rashee Rice went after that. Then we had Mike Evans, George Kittle, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Adams, Alvin Kamara, Ken Walker, DJ Moore, Joe Burrow, who I was hoping might sneak back to me so I can complete the stack. That's one of the things I love to do in redraft is get my top wide receiver, the quarterback that throws to him because it's double points. Awesome. I enjoy it. When good things happen, one, it happens to the other. But I'm up here and I have a little bit of a dilemma. Not really a big dilemma. Just kind of a couple guys I'm looking at. So the first pick I'm going to do is someone that I think is going to be really good this year. The offense should be better. And I think with everything going on, I'm going to take Chuba Hubbard here in the 4th round. Uh, Now with my second pick, I'm looking at wide receiver just because I don't want to just have Jamar Chase, even though he counts as basically 2 or 3 wide receivers by himself. So the options here are DK Metcalf. I can go Cortland Sutton, Vontae Smith, Zay Flowers. Those are guys I'm really looking at and I like. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm a little nervous with DK Metcalf, so he's kind of off my board completely just because I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers anymore. But we're gonna do something here. I'm gonna take the number 2 for the offense that just won a Super Bowl, and I'm gonna pick Devontae Smith, explosive player, and I think he's gonna have a pretty solid season, especially if AJ Brown takes any step backward or anything like. Not saying he will, but it's kind of baked into the cost for him right now. 5th round wide receiver. I will take that all day, every day. Following that pick was Cortland Sutton, Jameson Williams, DK Metcalf, James Conner, Tet McMillan, David Opportunity, Sam Laporta, Zay Flowers, Travion Henderson, RJ Harvey. So 2 other rookies right in front. So where are we thinking for this pick?
Oh man. Okay. So I've secured, I secured my core 4, right, to an extent. 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Okay. At this point, I can now start to expand my horizons a bit. Still too early for quarterback, right? Still too early for that. Make no mistake. All right. So we can throw that out the window. We don't need that. All right. Now, taking another running back or wide receiver is not bad here for the sense of filling up a flex spot and a backup. I see one guy here that I would be interested in taking, who I'm highly considering. I'm just going to take him. I'm going to take Xavier Worthy. Um, in a redraft scenario, this is a very sneaky pick because of the whole Rashee Rice situation. You're taking a gamble on this, right? And that's kind of the theme of the team right now that I'm going with here. So I feel like this is fine. I'm taking Xavier Worthy, hoping that while Rashee Rice is probably going to be suspended at the beginning of the year, Xavier Worthy will cut out a good sort of role for him on the offense. And even when Rashee Rice comes back, they're not just gonna he's not gonna be eclipsed completely, right? He'll still be a viable flex like option for me. So that's kind of my first thought. Now to maneuver back over to my second pick on the turn to open the sixth round, that's where things get a little difficult. We're definitely going to avoid George Pickens and Patrick Mahomes. We're definitely going to avoid Travis Hunter. I don't trust that DB wide receiver stuff. If it was IDP, I would. Not necessarily Richie.
Shots fired.
Shots fired from the podcast. Yeah, he Richie drafted Travis Hunter in this draft that we're talking about in the Dynasty
Second
Startup
round.
Draft. Yeah, second round. Which I mean, like I get to an extent. I just think I would have done something different. But that's besides the point. I get it. But moving on to this. A part of me kind of wants to take T.J. Hawkinson. I'm like compelled to take TJ a little bit. I know he didn't do anything last year, but that's injury, and also JJ McCarthy went down. The whole Sam Darnold thing happened, right? I mean, they, the play of uh the Vikings was a lot, in a way, simpler because they had to deal with Sam Darnold. Like, it was not saying it was bad. It was just you definitely could tell that the complexity wasn't always there when they were doing stuff, which you can get away with when you have Justin Jefferson on your team and Jordan Addison for that matter. Anywho, enough about that. My favorite running back, Isaiah Pacheco, is right there, which I'm also considering. But I think I'm gonna kind of give in to temptations a little bit. I'm gonna grab T.J. Hawkinson and fill out that tight end slot, which I'm not like a huge fan of, but I just think I have the rest of the core, and not worrying about that later is probably okay.
Gotcha. All right, so after that pick was George Pickens, Isaiah Pacheco, Quinshawn Judkins, Jalen Waddle, Chris Olave, Travis Hunter, Aaron Jones, Chris Godwin, Khalil Shakir, Patrick Mahomes. I'm up on the clock here, and there's a couple guys I am looking at. I'm going to make the first selection here, DeAndre Swift. He's going to be very close to being a my guy this year, just because that offense didn't really do much to address the running backs. It's kind of him. All the news out of camp is he's running the 2-minute drills as well as taking a bulk load of the carries, and that offense, new coach, new surroundings, more pieces. They addressed a lot of the offensive line troubles they had last year. Caleb Williams entering year 2 as an NFL quarterback. So I'm expecting a bigger leap this year for him, especially. And I think overall that offense is going to be a little better. So with that being said, having a running back tied to a good team that's basically Chase Brown, you know, potential for high scoring games, and if they're scoring a decent amount, they're doing well. Running back is going to benefit. It's just plain and simple how it goes. Next guy here, I'm looking. I should probably grab another wide receiver. I kind of like Baker. I'd be tempted. I'm not going to pick him here because, like Chris was saying before, we usually advocate for more late round quarterbacks just because I think the value usually presents itself. There's always a guy later in round 8 or later that just blows the doors off fantasy, and everyone's like, "Oh, I got to get that guy instead." So I think there's one that I'm going to look for, and I think I can get him. Might have to do it soon, but we'll see. We're just gonna grab. See, this is kind of tough. I'm a little nervous about Jordan Addison. I know he pled guilty or something, and I'm expecting a suspension. I don't think it's gonna be a long suspension, but it's still something. I'm just gonna do. I'm gonna buy into the hype coming out of Tennessee, and I'm gonna draft my guy, Calvin Ridley. is I think
You reflexively said T. Higgins.
my reflexes say because it's my guy. I'm associated with T, right?
Oh,
What
that's
happens?
so funny, dude.
But I'll grab Calvin Ridley. I think there's something there. I don't typically like having a rookie quarterback throwing my ball, but he's my third wide receiver. So there's other value guys I can get later to, shore up that position. For now, I think he's just the best one on the board. I didn't want to grab a Dunze. I didn't want Addison. I don't want any Brown. I don't think this year. I'm very nervous about the Browns. I'm actually working on the rankings now. It's been a little bit hectic, so I'm working on them now. But I'm on the Browns, and I'm like, I don't know what's gonna go on here. So, following that, it was Tony Pollard, Jordan Addison, Roma Dunze, Jerry Judy, Caleb Johnson, Mark Andrews. I'm surprised he fell that far. I know he had a really down year last year, but I think I'm gonna buy in. I think I'm gonna give him a pass for last year. Jalen Warren, Bo Nix, Tyrone Tracy, Baker Mayfield. Chris, you're back up on the clock.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a very, very interesting couple picks here. First pick, Brian Robinson. Avoiding Travis Kelce like the plague. Not gonna bother with that. I don't think he's gonna be bad necessarily.
I think he's gonna be good this year.
I just think it's tough for me to get him where he is right now, I think. So I'm just going to avoid that. I already have Hawkinson. Like, I think if I didn't have Hawkinson, I'd be a little more tempted. But yeah, we don't have to look at that. Now,
8th round Kelce, I think that's tremendous. I think even if he's 75% of one, he's still a top 5 tight end.
Now, my second pick here is honestly a vote of hope as well as a threat at the same time. So
I think I know who you're going.
So let me say this with the utmost certainty. Okay, ETN? I swear to God, you're so lucky I can't curse on this show because it'd be over for you. Okay? If you fail me for one more year, new coach, new everything, you got the whole revamped machine at your disposal. So help me God, I will hunt you down to the ends of the earth. Don't fail me again. Do what you're supposed to do. I don't need you to be. I don't need you to be like top 5. Okay, just be top 15. All right, or something top 12. Like I'm okay with this. Don't be 39 again. Okay, like, I'm putting some faith in you. Okay, I'm putting faith in this new revitalized offense with new coach. Everything. Please. I digress.
You chose the wrong running back on that team, but not who I thought you were going to pick.
Who do you think I was going to pick?
I thought you were going to go Debo.
Oh no! I don't have a hate relationship with Debo. No, Debo and me are cool. I don't. I like almost never draft Debo in any league that I've ever been
I
in.
will never. Follow that pick: Travis Kelce, Kyler Murray, Najee Harris, Josh Downs, Cooper Kupp, Evan Engram, Jacoby Myers, Smith, Debo Samuel, Jaden Reed. Up here on the clock, we are going to go for a couple guys. This is the part of the draft where like you're kind of just looking at the roster and who might just who could have that outlier season where things just hit right. And for me, it ain't Stephon Diggs. I will never ever draft Stephon Diggs again. You should not do that either. Be smart, learn from your mistakes. He was bad last year. He caught a bunch of touchdowns. Got hurt. Don't buy into touchdowns. Please use your head. Use your brain, right? This big thing here, use it. Okay. That was a little mini rant on Stephon Diggs, but I ain't going Brandon Ayuk. He ain't going to come back to form. It's a pick. But what I will do is take another wide receiver that I think will benefit from him taking a little bit of time. I'm going to pick Ricky Pearsall.
Love that pick.
I think that will present decent value, and I think he'll be good this year because he kind of has to be for that team to do anything. And now I'm just gonna pick. I can go quarterback here, but my guy's still deeper, so I think I can still wait. I'll play the ADP game. And I'm going to take a shot that what we saw in the gauntlet drill what is going to be how it works. And I'm going to grab Matthew Golden on the green. He looked the part. They need a good wide receiver. They have a bunch of good ones. They need a great one. I think he has the potential to be a great one. Might be a little slow and rocky in the beginning, with that offense spreading things out, loving to run the ball. But I think as the season progresses, if Josh Jacobs gets banged up a little bit, which kind of plays through everything, but I do think they're going to need someone with skill set. Jaden Reed apparently is just not that guy. And Christian Watson, he plays like a couple games a season. To his contract, he's going to miss at least 10. So that's how it goes. Matthew Golden, welcome to.
I like that pick as well.
Thank you. I like drafting. Stephon Diggs went next. Pick Tyler Warren.
Oh, your hate for him makes me so happy.
It's not hate. It's sometimes the truth hurts, man. All right, I'm just here bearing the truth for people. Can't take it. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry.
All right.
Javonte Williams, Brandon Ayuk, David Njoku, Juwan Jennings, Tucker Kraft, Jared Goff, Zach Charbonnet, Cam Scatterbo, who's been killing it in Giants camp. But it's against the Giants, so.
I know, right? Yeah. Whenever I see someone goes killing it during Giants games, it's like, well, yeah, they're kind of bad, so who cares?
Yeah. Yep, it's like the JV squad.
Actually, I'll give them this. It's not that the Giants' defense was bad. The offense was just so horrendous that they had never had time to rest. Right?
We have a good defense.
Yeah, rest time is required for both sides of the ball. That definitely sucks. For Giants' defense is fine. Let's put it.
I think they're above average. I would put them at the
they are okay. It just sucks that they're always on the
field. Yeah. The offense is the issue,
Anywho.
And it will continue to be.
So, now it has happened. It is time.
It's Michael Pittman time, baby.
No, you see, I'm willing to give Travis Etienne the pass because he didn't burn him.
Pittman's dead too, but Etienne's good.
But Pittman, he's like this guy would have to drop so far for me to even consider this. No, Pittman's out of here, but no. I'm actually going to reach for both these picks here. These are not anywhere near my ADP, but I like both of them for redraft, and I will explain why momentarily. First one, however, is the quarterback.
Is one of them a rookie?
No, but he was a very close.
Okay.
He was very close. He was like right underneath. It is a wide receiver though. It is wide receiver though.
I'm talking about Egbuka. I thought he was going to go Egbuka.
Yes. I was very close to picking Egbuka.
Yeah.
But so my quarterback for this is actually going to be Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert is on my list of quarterbacks to hunt for in your redraft leagues. Very low on the totem pole, just got like reinvigorated with this insane offense within 2 years. That's kind of what you look for, right? This is similar to the Jalen Hurts sort of vibes, right? 1 year kind of whatever, similar kind of place where you're going to draft him from. And then he's a top 5 quarterback for whatever reason, because, they're just a good team and they just haven't played football correctly, right? Very, very similar scheme here, kind of what I'm going with. So Justin Herbert is one of the quarterbacks I'm going to look at. A couple other ones I'm considering as well. Jared Goff, who went a couple picks before, is always a very safe pick in my opinion. For the past couple of years, he's always later, but he's always going to be like, I'm not saying like top 5, even though he was top 6, but he's going to at least be close to the top 10 for the most part, just because of who he's throwing it to, right? Another fantastic option, in my opinion, this year is Jordan Love. Something to that extent. You could maybe even argue Trevor Lawrence, but we're not, maybe we're not ready for the conversation yet. But moving on. Enough about that. Let's go with who I'm going to take as my wide receiver pick here. I'm going to pick Keon Coleman. It's a bit of a shot in the dark. I actually think that they get it together, or he gets it together. My apologies. I think the Bills have to realize where they are somewhat kind of messing up in terms of getting over the Chiefs hurdle, right? And I think it's truthfully the consistent passing attack. I think Josh Allen is fantastic. He's obviously a good passer. He's obviously a good rusher. My guy can do it all, but he is not consistent on where the ball goes to, and it hurts a lot of things. It hurts when you can't force the opposing defense to forcibly tag team a pivotal part of your offense to open up more routes. If the defense can just play like some sort of default looking thing and just go, okay, I mean, you don't utilize all these guys, you rush a little bit more, like they're going to play it around that. I'm going to say something that's going to piss a lot of people off. Josh Allen is just an objectively better Daniel Jones in many, many aspects, right? So let me say this, right? He's way better passer, right? He's way better rusher, right? Right, 100% has infinitely better peripheral vision, right? But the draft, the actual like, I mean, I know Dable said it a lot between like Daniel Jones, like we're similar, but I kind of saw it a little bit. Like I understood it. It was just so much worse on Daniel Jones. It was just so much worse, and it didn't work. It made for faulty gameplay. It made it very predictable, especially when Saquon Barkley was there, and he was just like, it was the whole thing. That one year they made it to playoffs, it started faltering because it became too predictable. The only reason why the Bills aren't like that is because Josh Allen's an infinitely better player. And I'm not saying they're close. I'm just saying, like, you can kind of understand the thought process behind it. But I digress. My hope is that Keon Coleman, gets it together and kind of goes from there.
Yeah, Daniel Jones sucks, but
That's not my argument.
So following that pick was Ramondre Stevenson. We had Michael Pittman Jr., Darnell Mooney, Tajay Spears, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, Caleb Williams, Jordan Mason, Rashad White, Colston Loveland. I got my guy.
You did. You got him.
I did not expect him to fall. Emeka Egbuka. Thank you.
Yeah, I did not think he'd get to you.
I do not know how he got to me, but he did. So sometimes you just have to thank the fantasy gods and just say thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Now I'm up here. I could go quarterback, but my guy's still kind of low. CJ Stroud is, what's going on? Why is it?
He's another candidate on the list.
Why is he so low?
I feel like
last
a lot
year
of
when he had
overreact.
no wide receivers healthy.
Yeah,
like
I think a lot of people overreact.
What?
Wild.
Okay, guys, everyone, ladies, gentlemen, everybody, boys, girls of all ages, don't be dumb. CJ Stroud is a good quarterback. Going to be good for fantasy. Completely forget last year. He lost Nico Collins for a good part of the year. Lost Tank Dell complete. Had Stephon Diggs as his wide receiver one. That ain't going to work. I don't care who you are. You lost Joe Mixon for a lot of the season. That offense was in rough shape last year, but it was not his fault. Give him a pass. I'm tempted to just take him here. Yeah, forget it. I'm putting my stamp of approval. CJ Stroud, welcome to the team. This is 11th round CJ Stroud. Come on, people, let's go. Don't do that. Just take him. You could take him early. Please take him early. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Dak Prescott went next. Dallas Goedert, Drake May, Dalton Kincaid, Jaden Higgins, J.K. Dobbins, Jordan Love, Trey Harris, Rashid Jaden Blue, who there's been a little bit of buzz around him coming out of the Cowboys camp too, so keep an eye on him. He could be someone that shoots up boards a little bit.
Big Jaden Blue believer.
Yeah, I was
like, no, there's no contest for that room over there. All he has to do is just be okay, and he's the number one option.
Mm-hmm. I think so. So, all right. We looking at tight end here? Oh, you got...
No, not at all. The gambit paid off. I'm drafting Tank Bigsby for the obvious reason that I have Travis Etienne. The gambit paid off. I actually won, so nothing else matters. Won the draft. Checkmate. We're done. No, but yeah.
You want
so
me to
that's
just give you the trophy on this fake league?
Right probably, now? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just put my nameplate on it for the next 7 years, and we'll be fine.
Sounds good.
But no, this is kind of what I wanted when I drafted Travis Etienne. It's always a bit risky when you draft one player and then the thought process is, okay, I know he's gonna be around 4 rounds later. I just have to hope he doesn't get drafted. Even when it's not with computers, I actually find it's even like it's sometimes easier to do it with people because people are not going to look at Tank Bixby and want to draft them if they don't have Travis Etienne. So it's sometimes a safe pick, but it's definitely a bit risky. Not having that insurance. That's kind of like the best part about drafting those late round guys who are also number one options. It's like you can also get their backups, and you know one of them is going to be a decent flex slash like backup option. You just got to figure out who by the time the bye weeks come around, right? That's kind of how that works. So yeah, that's a no brainer. Now the second option is a lot tougher. Immediately coming to mind, Luther Burden. It is not Kyle Pitts' year, so we're going to ignore him. I could complete the stack and get Tootin, which could be really funny. You're going to say something?
Yeah, it's his year. It has to be.
So
Has to be.
back to like realism. I could get Austin Eckler and complete the Brian Robinson stack. Um, but I don't know if I'm like super into that move. See, the problem with having like too many like connecting pieces is they kind of clutter up your bench, and you're playing these redraft leagues knowing there's gonna be a couple of league winners in free agency, and I don't want to like have to choose between a starter to do that. I want throwaway pieces, so I think I'm just gonna draft Luther Burden, and if DJ Moore gets hurt or Dunza gets hurt, I know that'll be fine. I don't anticipate him to do anything else, but he's just kind of utility piece there.
Gotcha. All right, so Marvin Mims, Jake Ferguson, Aishal Tootin, Rico Dowdle, Jalen McMillions, Austin Eckler, Kyle Pitts is his year. Ray Davis, who I was planning on taking here, so that kind of sucks. JJ McCarthy, and so I got decisions.
You
I
have this.
I'm not. I probably should. My wide receiver room, I think, is really good.
It's pretty cluttered. If I had to
Yeah,
say.
I'm gonna have a lot of stuff. Some guys I'll have to be patient with, like Matthew Golden and Ibuka, I think. But I have enough guys that I think I'm confident in this team. Especially, I mean, Jamar Chase is my wide receiver, so I'm okay. Uh, Looking at the running backs, it's where I need to focus. I think the next couple picks here, for the final two. So the first one I'm gonna do just in case last year was a fluke. Connor does what James Conner does and misses games. Because last year was like the first time he ever did. So we're gonna grab Trey Benson here, just because that's decent offense. I think they'll be able to move the ball, and again, it's 12th round. You're just a shot in the dark. And next here, I am gonna be looking at. I can go a couple different ways. I like the Rams, so I can grab Blake Corum, the running back 2 for the offense, unlike last year when I was told he's a running back 1. Kyron Williams is doing punts. Shame on you. But I think what we're gonna do is, I think with everything going on in the Browns, and I know I said I don't want to take any Browns players, but if
This
there's
is the one.
one,
Mm-hmm.
I think his workload is gonna be somewhat predictable. It ain't gonna be pretty. It's not gonna be like, you're not drafting him thinking, okay, this is a league winner. It's all right. He can get me. He won't goose me on a week. He has the potential to rip off a big touchdown because he's done it in the past. He could be used in the passing game at PPR point. We're gonna grab Jerome Ford. Just hope that Judkins maybe doesn't play football. Uh, and, and I got a potentially starting running back in the 13th round of our fantasy football draft. But most likely he's a guy that I'm gonna end up. If it don't work out week 1, he'll be whatever the new hotness is that week from waivers. He'll be the first to get the boot. But in the 13th round, it's a shot at winning. So, following my selection there was Isaac Garendo, Tyler Algier, Pat Fryermuth, Christian Kirk, Jack Beck, Hunter Henry, who I think is going to be an awesome tight end this year, a value tight end, so keep an eye on him in your drafts. Rashad Bateman, another good value. Zach Ertz, Hollywood Brown, and Trevor Lawrence. He was originally going to be the quarterback that I was going to take because I think this year is going to be very good. I'm a believer in what they did. If Travis Hunter does play wide receiver, he's as good as he was in college and on film. I think that offense is very good. Travis Etienne pick is going to be good. I think the Bigsby pick is,
Oh,
even if they were separate, I think those are both great picks this year. I lean toward Tech Bigsby just because value at running back. I can get late. Um, but still, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be. So, with the final selection, who is Mr. Irrelevant for this?
so I'm between two guys. One is a Brown. One is a Texan. Both have a very somewhat similar way into why I'm considering it. One is Dylan Sampson from the Browns. Similar thing to what you're saying before with Jerome Ford. Judkins is whatever. I think that because Sampson exists, I think Jerome Ford will start as the starter. I think it's going to happen. No really debate on that. But I think they took two running backs for a reason. Actually, they took three, right? Or was it just two?
I think it was just two.
It was
It
just
took two
two.
quarterbacks and two running backs.
That's right. Yes, that's right. They took two running backs for a reason. Clearly, they wanted to if they wanted to shake something up. If they took like just Judkins, whatever, that's fine. But taking the two makes me feel think something else. But Nick Chubb is my other consideration because of the Joe Mixon injury. And he's supposedly definitely going to miss the beginning of the season. However, I think if I'm rolling this dice effectively, I think I'm going to pick Nick Chubb because I think I can get Dylan Sampson in free agency. I don't think that's going to be a hard thing to do if that were to happen. But I think someone will pick Nick Chubb because of the Joe Mixon injury.
Yeah, I think so. I think, I mean, Chubb is a little difficult just because he is coming off of me.
Of course.
But I think the offense is going to be better. So with running backs this late, just look for an offense that maybe there's one guy ahead of them, but it's a good offense. We see this typically where if all it takes is one injury, and then all of a sudden, boom, everyone's throwing all their fab dollars at this guy on waivers the next week. Where if you draft him and hold on to him a little bit, be patient. We'll go over a couple in a couple episodes, probably some draft tips and stuff that we have to go over because there's pitfalls you get into it. See a lot of them. We've done a lot of them in the past, so we'll try to give our expertise on what not to do and what to do. So just look for that, especially late in drafts. You're just looking for upside. Who has the potential to be a league winner? In the first couple rounds, you're looking, okay, how can I not screw this up? Who's going to be the safest pick? In the mid rounds, you're kind of shooting for some upside, but there's a couple landmines dropped in there. Michael Pittman from a couple years ago, and Kyle Pitts.
Eternally Kyle Pitts.
Just to name a couple. Anthony Richardson. I mean, who could have saw that coming? I mean, oops. They ain't all winners, but just look through it. So, Chris, why don't you run down your team, and maybe just give a quick synopsis of what strengths you have. If you would do any other picks differently, that kind.
So I got Nico Collins, Ashley Gianti. Oh, sorry, yeah. Sorry. Let me do this correctly. My apologies. My wide receiver core: Nico Collins, Marvin Harrison is probably like the main two guys. Xavier Worthy is the quick backup, which is a very nice thing. My running back core is Ashley Gianti and Hampton, with the kind of follow up of Robinson and Etienne. Right. We're hopefully assuming that these two are going to be pretty well. I have a good enough confidence in them. Despite them being rookies, hopefully that they pan out suitably within the NFL. My tight end choice, TJ Hawkinson, and I did not draft a backup tight end. I think that's overrated. Just pick one up, whatever.
Don't do it.
Honestly, same thing with quarterback. Overrated drafting backup quarterbacks. Just pick one up during the bye week or whatever. Or honestly, if the quarterback gets injured, there's probably going to be a good one in free agency somewhere. Just pick that up. So Justin Herbert, I feel fine with. And then kind of like on the round out, my real big kind of dice rolls: Keon Coleman, Tank Bigsby, Luther Bird, and Nick Chubb. I think if I could do something different, I would have uh, probably drafted a wide receiver where I drafted TJ Hawkinson. Like, because I'm looking at my wide receiver core and it's like, Xavier Worthy's fine, but if like he loses that job to Rashee Rice, it's kind of unfortunate for me. Um, I'm looking at some of the receivers that I passed on, and it's just like, I mean, none of them are like, whoa, but it'd been nice to have some of them. I think. I mean, most notably, I mean, Jalen Waddle would have been okay. Olave would have been fine. I'm not like thrilled about any of those options, but like they're fine. Adunze would have been a really interesting choice to have, especially considering I got Burden later on. But yeah, I think overall my team's fine. Um, I think if things work out, I think if Marvin Harrison figures it out and he kind of lives up to the potential, and as long as Genty and Hampton even live up to like even a portion of their potential, I think I'm in a decent position. I think I am. It's definitely not like how I usually draft, but also being the 12 and 12 man and stuff like that happens. You kind of have to just kind of flow with the punches and just make the best of what you got.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Marvin Harrison's gonna be fun. So my team here is CJ Stroud under center, Chase Brown and Chuba Hubbard. At running back, Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith is my starting one. Trey McBride, DeAndre Swift, Calvin Ridley in my flex positions. On the bench, I have Ricky Pearsall, Matthew Golden, Ekbuka, Trey Benson, and Jordan. So overall, I think I like my team. I don't know if I do. Maybe I wish I took Joe Burrow instead of Chase Brown. Maybe I would have changed a couple things. Just like I said, I like to do the stack. That could be something. But overall, I mean, I think I have enough power where I need it and enough balance. So overall, I like my team. I'd be happy to go through season with this team. Might not win, but I think with some waiver wire luck, injury bug avoidance, I think I can do
With a
pretty
little
good.
luck, better
Yeah.
lucky than good, we always say.
Yes. So, but yeah, that is all she wrote. That is our 12-team mock draft. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We're gonna be coming out with more stuff. Don't worry. Stay tuned. Click that like, share, subscribe button. Really helps us out on the show. We're gonna do more. We have a lot. We will be going to a more regular schedule, especially when the season starts. We'll be doing waiver shows. We'll be doing our start sits. We will be doing some news shows to keep everyone updated on players to pick up, or if we're worried about a player being injured or not playing and stuff like that. We'll be doing that season. So thank you very much, and good luck in your drafts. We're going to get back to it, and we'll be back next week. All right, see you, everybody.
Stay around.